G'day guys, and welcome to my Tek Bow rundown. So here in front of us we have a variety of different structures, as well as different kinds of turrets, a force field, and our two kinds of generator. So what I'm hoping to do is shine some light on the mechanics of the Tek Bow, show the damage it does to different structures, and a little bit about the Tek Bow itself. So how it works. It uses element shards to fire out projectiles. That projectile can be cycled through. On PC, you just press the R button and it will cycle through the projectiles for you. There are 4 to choose from, ranging from the metal arrow, to the explosive, to the trank, to the flame. So depending on what it is that you're specifically wanting to attack is what arrow you will be using. So I'm going to be testing the explosive arrow on everything in front of us, and if it has enough health left, I'll also go through with the flame arrow. So just keep in mind there are 2 different kinds of firing modes for the Tek Bow. So there's projectile and instant hit. Instant hit is activated with the same button that you use to turn on a flashlight if you have a flashlight attachment to your weapon. So as I'm sure you can imagine, projectile will have a gravity physics mechanic placed onto it, whereas instant hit is exactly the same as long neck, a Fabi, shotgun, etc. It's instantaneous, but explosive instant hit arrows will not damage structures for the sake that it means that turrets will not be able to shoot the arrow down. So for the sake of this example, we're going to have to go with the projectile firing mode. So just to make sure that every arrow is fully charged up. In case you're wondering what the bottom left of the hotbar is showing, that is showing the amount of arrows you have left based on the amount of shards in your inventory. So let's start with the metal arrow. So 800 shots out of 4,000 shards, so it's 5 shards per metal arrow. Explosive arrow is 50 shots for the 4,000 shards, so that's 80 shards per shot. The trank arrow has 200, so that's 20 shards per shot. And flame arrow has 400, so that is 10 shards per shot. So with the basic mechanics out of the way, let us fully charge up and we'll smack into this thatch wall. Gone. With splash damage done to the metal floor underneath it. Just in case you're wondering, I believe it's 2,400 in terms of health for the thatch wall, or maybe it's... is it 1,600? 1,600, okay. So, thatch wall gone in a single shot, with a minute amount of splash damage done to the metal floor underneath it. So we got 10k on the wood wall. So it goes down to 8,188. So that is a reduction in 1,812 damage. I do have damage numbers enabled. I'm not sure why the damage numbers themselves are not showing up. So I apologize for that, but that is what it is. So 812 against that, and no splash damage on the metal floor. I'm guessing because this didn't technically be destroyed. So there was no residual damage left over to attack something else. Alright, stone wall, 10k. Again, making sure we're fully charged. Right in the center. No splash damage. And we did 4,227. Right, okay, so explosives tend to affect stone more than what they do for wood. Fair enough. So 1,812, 4,227. Now we've got 10k for the metal wall, 544. Alright, so 544 for the metal wall. Tek wall. 221. So, quick recap on the structures. Thatch walls, gone instantly. 1812 for wood wall. 4227 for the stone wall. 544 for the metal wall. And 221 for the tech wall. So now we'll go up against the different turrets. I do believe that the automated and the heavy will take the same amount of damage as each other, and I think they're classed as a stone structure, so they should take the same amount of damage as the stone wall, hopefully. So starting off with 3k for the automated turret. Right. Okay, so 3k gone and a fair amount of residual damage put into the floor that it was on. 20k for the heavy automated turret. $4,227. Okay, I see how it works. Alright, so it is exactly the same as the stone wall. The stone wall took 4,227 points worth of damage. That is the same amount of damage that we've just inflicted to this automated turret. So using that logic then, the tech wall was 121 points of damage taken off of it. So 121 taken off 4,500 should give us roughly 4,379. $4,379. Okay, fair enough. I may have expected it to be slightly different, but it's not, so that's good to know. Alright, so now we've got the force field, and of course every force field starts off at 250,000. So it also took 100 and... oh, so yeah, it was just the 121 damage. Now, just for the sake of finding out what a flame arrow does, because flame arrows used to be, I guess, the closer meta of destroying force fields. Nothing. Not a single thing. Okay. Now this, being a tech item, will probably be the same as the 121 that we've seen for the tech wall, tech turret, and force field. Yep, exactly the same, 121. And the power... oh, okay, I have a feeling this is going to be destroyed in one shot. Yep, one go, gone. So just for the sake of curiosity, flame arrow, 130. Do I have... nope, I don't have any fire arrows. Bugger. I was going to compare the 130 done by the Tek Bow as opposed to the... there we go. One. As opposed to a crossbow with fire arrows. But nonetheless, that shows that. And now there's one more test that I want to show off, or one more feature I should say. So we'll just go over to metal arrow. So keep a close eye. Let's have a look-see. I will look at something far, far away, but very distinctive, so we know exactly what I'm looking at. This spot right there. So we can see it did not go directly to that spot. It does have a little bit of a curve. But if I go into instant hit mode, just like that. Exactly the same as a long neck, a Fabi, shotgun, pistol, etc. Acts exactly the same, but the problem with this instant hit mode, I go into explosive, and we've got 8188. Still have 8188. It's so you can't sort of cheese turrets, because they're sort of like heavy turrets and whatnot are supposed to shoot heat signatures. So rockets, I think they might also hit C4 and whatnot, but this is purely against organisms. So as an example, this stego. Oh, now there's structure, the damage that I'm doing. Excellent. Alright, well nonetheless. So 105.40. In our projectile mode, 105.40. So damage is exactly the same. The amount of ammo used or shards used is exactly the same between instant hit and projectile mode. So if you're facing off against people, or you're facing off against racers, gigas, whatever else, use the instant hit mode. So whatever your flashlight activation button is, that's the button you'll want to be pressing to activate instant hit. Otherwise, if you're going up against structures, then make sure you're on projectile mode, and that is what will allow you to start breaching the structure itself, whatever that structure happens to be. So thatch is gone instantly. Stone is massively hurt by it. Three explosive shots and that's it. It's out. I'll put up the numbers for each of the different arrows needed against each kind of wall, because I can only assume you're going for walls with this. If you're going to start going after foundations, I wouldn't waste your shards. I'd probably just go for C4 or something if you can't get too close, because going for the foundation can prove pointless, but at least the wall might not be so bad. And it's got less HP anyways. As we saw, the generator, because wooden structures take 1800 damage, obviously the 1000 HP electrical generator is not going to fare too well. So yeah, thank you for tuning in. I hope you found this informative. Drop a like if you did, and I'll continue testing other Genesis Part 2 exclusive items. Until next time.